Video games have been around for dozens of years at this point. It's a very unique way to tell a story made by people. However, some video games have a more mysterious side to them, which leaves fans a little bit puzzled. These games are notorious for having many theories within the community, so what we're going to be discussing today are video game theories and conspiracies. So we're going to be talking about some of the most iconic theories ever made, but also a few that you may not have heard of, so stick around for that. Also, if my camera looks a little weird, that's because I'm using the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, whatever the hell, because I left my webcam at college while I'm away at spring break. That's my dog. But alright, that's enough yapping. Let's get to the conspiracies. Mario. We all know him, there's no need for an introduction, but many people do not know some of the theories and mysteries that revolve around the games themselves. For example, in Super Mario Galaxy 2, there is a hidden secret in Shiverburn Galaxy. If you go into first person and look up into the mountains, something is there. It appears to be alien-like creatures, watching you. They do not say or do anything, and there is no way to interact with them, but they will be there the entire time. Now, many fans have dug into the files to see what these things are, and what they found was that their name is actually the Hell Valley Sky Trees, and if things couldn't get any scarier, they can. From Mario's perspective, we only see 3 of these creatures, but if you move the camera with a special program, we can actually see that there's 4 of them. However, what if I told you these things are 500 feet tall? If you bring the land and Mario himself up to these creatures, they are about 100 times bigger than he is. This is coming from SwankyBox on YouTube, whose video I saw to research this. Something interesting, however, is this is not the first time something watches the player as they progress through the level of a Mario game. And I'm not talking about these guys. In Super Mario 3D Land, in World 4-4, if you make your way to the end of the level and wait by the flagpole, you will see a ghost slowly materializing that just stares. It's different from the ghost that we see in typical Mario games. This one seems more realistic, scarier, and it's watching you. It's very strange, almost as strange as one of the most popular Super Mario 64 conspiracy theories. If you go into the courtyard in Super Mario 64, you will see a sign placed on the fountain. This sign seems very difficult to read until we zoom in and put our nerd goggles on. A lot of players see that the sign says L is real 2041. What could this mean? What's L? 2041 of what? Wait. L. I've heard that before. Who's always taking L's? It all makes sense. Okay, if L is Luigi, how is he real? I mean, I know he's real, I've seen him before. So what could this mean? Well, many people claim that this means Luigi is actually a playable character in Mario 64, after collecting 2041 coins. There's not that many coins in the game, but what if it means something else? It doesn't. This exact sign also appears in Ocarina of Time, and I highly doubt Luigi's playable in that game. But interestingly, in 2020, a source code of Mario 64 leaked online, and within the contents of those files was Luigi. So shit, he was real, my bad. However, something very strange happened. If you count the days between the release of Mario 64 and when the source code got leaked, the amount of days that passed was almost 9,000 days, but how cool would it have been if it was 2041, huh? It would have been pretty cool. It would have been no. Anyway, stay tuned till the end of the video, which we will discuss one of my personal favorite theories, that every copy of Mario 64 is personalized. So now let's shift gears entirely to another very popular franchise, Minecraft. Minecraft is also a game that needs no introduction, so let's just get into one of the most popular theories. This one comes from YouTuber Spumwack. 11 years ago, my god. This theory goes that the Earth is actually at the center of the Minecraft universe. In real life, the planet we reside on orbits around the sun. It takes about 365 days for one full rotation, or about 1 year. Since we are constantly rotating, the sun always rises in the east and sets in the west, which seems to be the case in Minecraft too. I personally checked Minecraft's sun and compared it to the coordinates in the game. Yes, I went that far. The sun always rises in the east, no matter what. but so does the moon. You see, in real life, the moon orbits around the Earth, while the Earth orbits around the sun. Now, occasionally the moon will rise in the east and act as the exact opposite of the sun, but only on occasion. The only way for the moon to always be opposite while maintaining this Minecraft logic would be if the Earth always blocked out the moon, and the moon remained stationary with the Earth as it rotated. But it doesn't. It rotates around. But maybe in Minecraft it does. Except it doesn't, because if you look in the night sky, you will see the stars also move with the moon in the night sky. The only way this would be possible would be if the Minecraft Earth was at the center of the universe, and the sun, moon, and stars rotated around it, which is pretty interesting. What's more interesting though is our next theory, which says that you are the villain in Minecraft. You see, when a player loads into the world, they are greeted with civilizations, animals, life forms that rarely attack each other. It is only when you, the player, enters the world that things become dangerous. The enemies only attack you, only attacking each other if they accidentally shoot each other because of you. Villagers and pillagers exist simultaneously, only attacking when the player gets bad omen and brings the enemy to the village themselves. Animals are killed, resources are stripped, and you've seen those players with massive structures that ruin their environment. You might as well build a target with a parking lot the way you're destroying the world. But what about the other dimensions? You go into a bastion, a home made by piglins for themselves, break into it, steal their loot, and slaughter them along the way. And for what? Your own personal benefit. I could go on. You go into the end and slaughter the dragon, who is a woman and pregnant. How do I know this? She had a baby, you monster. Now, another Minecraft conspiracy I wanted to talk about because it feels like forever ago that it happened, but I'm not sure how many people legitimately know the story. And that story, of course, is the legend of Herobrine. Minecraft was made by Notch, we all know this. Small indie dev that grew into the best-selling game of all time, whoop-de-doo, right? However, Notch had a brother named Steven. You see, Steven was no longer with us at the time of Minecraft's release. However, he had a vengeance. He somehow encoded his spirit within the game, like Glitch Trap from Five Nights at Freddy's, and he now haunts the game. You see, this all started with a popular 4chan post. A user was walking through the scary pre-alpha build of Minecraft when he saw what he thought was a cow. Upon further investigation, he walked closer to it to reveal another player with blinding white eyes. It stared and then vanished. Another person was streaming the game when after a while into the stream, this happens.
Cause he keeps changing my skin back to the regular skin. Don't you guys? Him, he is him. Ah! Cope's finding me.
Oh my
Fuck,
God.
man.
It was that Minecraft.
Fuck, man.
That Warcraft, man.
So, all of these are basically confirmed fake. The streamer confirmed it was just a painting, the 4chan post is easily fakeable, and Notch doesn't have a brother, although he does have a lot of hate in his heart. However, this hasn't stopped countless people from around the world swearing that they saw him in their world, and every update to patch notes of the game say they removed him, but who knows? Maybe he's in your world right now, waiting for you to get on. So next time you're mining quietly in a cave, be sure to check behind you. You never know what's there. Now let's switch it up a little bit. While looking for theories on Reddit, I stumbled upon a video game conspiracy iceberg, and I thought it would be interesting to explain a couple of the entries. So real quick, if you don't know, an iceberg is an organized chart of theories or other topics created by someone. The top of the chart are the more well-known theories, while the bottom of the chart is stuff barely anyone knows about. We're going to be doing one entry from each layer of this iceberg before ending it with a very interesting theory about Mario. This iceberg was made by u/Invincible Elliot. Thank you. Tier 1. Smash Bros. Is a child's imagination. Now, Smash Bros. Is a fighting game made by Nintendo to showcase their IP and have them all fight it out. At first glance, there appears to be no story and is just another fun fighting game for kids. But if you look at the evidence, it's pretty interesting. In the opening of Super Smash Bros. 64, we see a hand pick up a lifeless doll of Mario and place it on the table before organizing the table to appear like a stage. And when he snaps his fingers, the doll comes to life and they start fighting. The whole sequence appears to be in a child's room, and with more damning evidence coming out in future games, like the toys being made into figurines in the second game, and in the story mode of the third game, it appears to be a representation of the struggles adults have with playing and collecting childish things and toys when they're an adult, and the taboo nature that comes with it. All of this to say, it's a pretty solid theory. Tier 2, the Grand Theft Auto 5 Mount Chiliad theory. So Mount Chiliad is a location on the Grand Theft Auto 5 map that is a little bit strange. You see, in one location you can see what's clearly a marking on a cable car station, which appears to have the all-seeing eye, or the Illuminati symbol. Could this location be home to a cult of some kind? Who knows, but it gets stranger. See, the other murals hint at other symbols like UFOs, jetpacks, and even aliens. These symbols seem to mean something, and the community spent years trying to figure it out. After a few years, a Rockstar developer actually came out and confirmed it was all nothing. It was just to mess with people. So yeah, it means nothing. But it's still interesting. Tier 3, the Rocket League Egg People. So Rocket League is a game about cars playing soccer. What kind of theories could be made there? There's no way this game has any kind of lore, right? Well, for one thing, we don't know who's driving the cars. Is it like a Pixar Cars situation where the cars are alive, or is someone actually inside of there flying the cars around and hitting the ball? Well, the only instance that you ever see of a person are in the audience of these games. If you look into the audience, you will see that the people in the stands aren't people at all, but rather eggs. They don't really emote besides jumping up and down and cheering, but they are people because why else would they be in the stands? So are these eggs the ones driving the cars? No. The answer? Ducks. Yeah, I know, just hold on. You see, if you fly around the map, you will actually see graffiti of one of these little duck creatures, and zooming in on one, that's a duck coming out of an egg. Egg? Like the egg people in the stands? Are the ducks driving the cars in Rocket League? Are these duck things being birthed to serve some evil corporation and forced to drive these cars for your entertainment? Like a gladiator in the Colosseum forced to fight against his will? Do they plan to overthrow their corrupt world? Linkaroo on YouTube certainly thinks so, and psh, me too, go get 'em, eggs! Tier 4. Animal Crossing is a cult. You see, Animal Crossing is a very friendly and relaxing game, but there lies a dark secret. These animals are kidnapping young children and forcing them to do free labor against their will. Here is the evidence. Keep in mind, your character in Animal Crossing is a child, and at the start of the game we see Kapp'n, who happens to be based on the Japanese mythological river demon named Kappa, who are very well known to lure and kidnap children. Now the next piece of evidence involves everyone's favorite, Tom Nook. You always owe Tom Nook money. You will never be free of your debts. This child is forced to work on this island to pay off debts that's never going to end. This child owes money to this grown-ass man, and it will never end. Now let's think for a second. This money comes from growing plants, trading items, and who does it all go to at the end of the day? Tom Nook. And he gives the money to you, which you give right back to him. So no matter how much money he gives you, you will always owe more. And the only way to make more is to do more manual labor in the village or island or wherever the game takes place. Which sounds like a cult to me. A cult that exploits children for monetary value. Tier 5. Sonic is a metaphor for the Cold War. I'm gonna be real honest, this one confuses me, so I'm gonna read off this other Reddit post that I found as to not mess it up. Dr. Eggman's real name is Ivo Robotnik. Robotnik in some Slavic languages, like Polish, means worker. Robotnik turns animals into robots. Robot also means worker. This is a metaphor for the CCCP spreading in East Europe, among other parts of the globe, of course. Robotnik and his robots are mostly red, the iconic color of communism. I'm sorry, it's serious, wait. Robotnik and his robots are mostly red, the iconic color of communism. You can say the mustache Robotnik has could be a reference to Stalin, or maybe just a reference to dictatorship, as most dictators had a mustache, but this is less important. Next, Sonic the Hedgehog being the fastest in the world is a reference to the arms race, and to the space race. At the ending, Sonic, representing America, capitalism, you name it, is supposed to be the winner against Robotnik, liberating the kidnapped animals that were going to be turned into slaves in the East European countries. He wins because he is the fastest, faster than Robotnik. I mean, shit, I believe it. Okay, for real now, this next theory is pretty interesting, and this is the final theory and the final tier of the iceberg, and that is every single copy of Super Mario 64 is personalized. So this is a very infamous phrase, and many people have heard about it, but how many of you actually know what it means? Well, the idea is that every single copy of Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64 has a special AI program inside of it. This program is able to recognize how the user plays and adapts, pulling textures and models from the code for you specifically. This would explain how you can watch speedrunners play the game and do the exact same movements, but one of them fails a jump, for example, while the other one doesn't. People will swear that this theory is real. People have gone on record saying that enemies will change their starting position when entering a level, like a Goomba is 20 feet to the right when he's usually to the left. Strangely, the AI also appears to be able to pull from beta content too. Most instances of the AI's happenings usually feature some version of the original beta UI that was shown within the game's promotional material, even though very little of the original font exists within the actual release of the game. The AI seems to make predictions based on the user's playstyle and not the player's subconscious, like many people assume. Despite this, the AI is highly complex and has an eerie level of accuracy in predicting the player's wants and needs. While the AI could not reasonably learn a player's name, it can certainly learn a lot about them by the way they play the game. Now, this theory is not as simple as the game can adapt to your playstyle. Some people claim that this theory is the reason why some people can experience paranormal events, while others cannot. Like many players vividly remember hearing about someone seeing something called the Wario apparition. Here is a clip of someone encountering this apparition. Now that clip is fake. However, many people still say they saw it, and there are some images online that could potentially be real. Probably not, but still. And there has been more strange sightings on top of this one. For example, YouTuber Jeff Tastic documents his playthrough of 2 Super Mario 64 cartridges in a video series, where he comes across bizarre sightings such as a white-eyed chain chomp or the aquarium limbo. Also, YouTuber Greenio unearths tapes of various origins showing the types of phenomena the AI unearths from within the game. Despite this information, there is no actual evidence of this game containing this sophisticated level of AI, especially in 1996. But still, it is very interesting to think about these happy coincidences, and an AI program can certainly explain them all. If you enjoyed this style of video, let me know. This was fun to do. It is pretty well known that I love conspiracy theories and video games, so this is just like awesome to me. And if you really did enjoy it, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, you know what I mean? That'd be awesome. If you like conspiracy theories in general, not just about video games, may I recommend these 2 videos where me and my friend Bill actually go and investigate several retail and fast food conspiracy theories in person. And if you like more video game content, you can actually see I can't talk. And if you like more video game content, you can actually see me and my friend playing Five Nights at Freddy's for the first time ever, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So give those a watch, maybe watch other videos if you want, that'd be awesome. In the meantime, be careful when playing games, cause you never know what's right behind you. Subscribe!